مرحبا بالجميع. Hi everyone, this is Muizudeen Oladimeji and welcome back to the Quran reading class. In our last class we discussed the pronunciation and writing of Jim, Ha and Kha. Yeah. And in this video we'll be learning the next four letters of the Arabic alphabet, and which are starting from Dal. Dal. By now, I believe you should be familiar with the prolongation sign in transliteration. For instance, we have this, we pronounce it as A. But then if it's bearing that mark on top, it means you're prolonging the A sound. It becomes A. But you prolonging it doesn't mean you have to exaggerate, okay? Just in two stretches like that. A. Then if you have this, for instance, U, if it's bearing that mark above it, it becomes U. If it's this, E. If it's bearing that mark, E. That's simple. So in this case now we have we have Dal. Dal. You can see the A sound is prolonged. Dal. Dal. If it wasn't prolonged, we would have pronounced it as Dal. Dal. So this Dal, the major work there is the first letter here, D. So it's similar to the D sound in English language. For instance, if you have D-O-G, dog, right? So this first letter there, D, it's exactly the same thing as what we have here, Dal. Okay, Dal, Dal. Then the next one here we have Thal, Thal, Thal. You see how it's transliterated, DH. So it's Thal, Thal, Thal. So it has a soft rolled D sound. So Thal, Thal. And the similitude of this letter is in English language is what we have the TH in the deep TH, like those, these. So for instance, when we have THOSE, those. This is different from something like this. It's different from thing. The TH here is different from the TH in the other one. So in this one, it is pronounced thing. That's what we have, like in the case of Tha in Arabic language, right? In this one, it is pronounced as th, th, th. Okay, we have this, these, those. So that one is what we have the like of it in Arabic language as Thal. 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 I hope that's clear. So we have Dal, the first one here, then we have Thal, Thal. Then the third one we have Ra, Ra, Ra. Ra in English language, it's similar to how the Americans would pronounce some double T letters, some double T words, For instance, when we have B-O-T-T-L-E, Americans will say Baru, 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 right? So, the British will say bottle, bottle. The Americans will pronounce the TT with a rolled R sound, okay? And if you can't, because it's not everybody can easily pronounce the R sound in that manner. So if you can't do that, then you can think of the R in the word very, very. You get very, very, very. The way you would have pronounced that, so raw, raw. So this is raw. So you can pronounce that raw, 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 just like baru, or you pronounce it as raw, just like very. Okay, so that is raw. And then we have the fourth one here, zai, zai. Some people they call this zain, but the appropriate one is zai, zai. Okay, this is just the Z sound in English language. For instance, if you have zip, 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 So this Z sound is similar to Zai here. Okay, that's that about the pronunciation. Now let's learn how to um, write each of these letters. Okay, it's not very difficult. It's not even difficult. It's quite easy. Okay. Okay, so to write the letters, let's take it from Dal. Dal, it's, Dal looks like you want to draw a triangle, but then with two alterations. In the triangle you're drawing, there's no left side. Then in the connection between the right side and the bottom, you don't make that connection. That joint would not be sharp. So you make it a little bit curvy. So, just like this. Sorry. You say that. So this part now, you can see it's curvy. I'm not doing something like this. No, rather I'm doing this. Do you get it now? So that is dal. It's that simple. Then for dal, do the same thing and add a dot on top. That's a val. Val. Then for raw is more like a hook. You're drawing a hook. So you're drawing it from right to bottom left. Okay, that is raw. Then raw, 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 raw. That's simple. So for Zai, you're drawing raw and then you're adding a dot on top. That is Zai. So the letters we learned today are Dal, Zal, Ra, and Zai. You can check back the previous videos to revise the previous letters we've learned, which are Alif, Ba, Ta, Tha, Jim, Ha, Kha, and now Dal, Zal, Ra, and Zai. Hope you learned something new. See you guys in the next video. Assalamu alaikum.